Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be doing a review on Revlon cosmetics. I have got so many different things piled up in here that I need to review, and there's a few brands in particular that I really wanted to talk about. There's Revlon, NARS, Witch Skincare, Aromatherapy Associates and Zentan. And I couldn't decide what to do, so I put it to the vote. So of those brands, I put a little poll on my Facebook page, to which the majority of the votes went to Revlon, so here we are. First of all, loads of people have been videoing me. No, they haven't, that's weird. They've been emailing me asking to do videos and why it's been a while and why I've gone quiet. I've got a lot going on at the moment in my personal life and work's quite busy. So I do apologise that I've not been doing as much as I normally do, and I'm doing my best to do anything when I have got some spare time. So it is currently about 9:20 on a Tuesday night, so just before I get into my bath and bed routine, I thought I'd do you all a little haul on Revlon. So I'm babbling already. I have got a range of different products here. I've got lots of complexion based products, so foundations and skin enhancers and stuff, and then I have got loads and loads and loads of different lipsticks, lip stains, lip glosses, so and some really nice nail polishes. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an overview of everything really, and if there's anything in particular that you want me to do a more detailed review of, or maybe a tutorial on how to put some of the certain products on, then please comment below and I'll add it to my long list of videos to do. I'm going to start with a product that I've been using for over 15 years now. That makes me sound really old. And it is their Colorstay foundation. I try foundations all the time, as you all know, but I always do come back to this one. This foundation is quite a strong coverage, I'd say, so I've got it on at the moment. So it's after 9 at night, but I applied my makeup at about 8 o'clock this morning without having to reapply the foundation, so it does stay for a very, very long time. I get the one for combination oily skin, even though my skin can get quite dry, but I find if you use a good primer and like a skin enhancer beforehand and moisturiser, that it's fine, like your skin won't go dry or flaky or anything with the product. It is oil free, so it's very unlikely to cause blemishes or spots. It says it wears for up to 16 hours, it definitely does, if not longer. And yeah, it's really, really good coverage. So as you know, I get quite a lot of blemishes, particularly around like the mouth and chin area, and it just conceals them really well. Just an all-round amazing product, I think. I actually prefer it to many of the MAC foundations, and I've tried the whole range. The only other thing that I do love in comparison is Laura Mercier foundations. They are more expensive though, so my favourite Laura Mercier foundation is about £40, whereas these retail at £11.99, so quite a difference, and they last the same amount of time. So if you're just wanting like everyday good makeup that will see you through the day at work and into the evening, then I really would recommend this. I've got more detailed reviews on my blog if you want to read about this product. I'll tell you a little bit though about how I apply it. I used to sort of pour a little bit on the back of my hand and use a foundation brush on my fingers to apply it, but as it is almost like a semi-permanent makeup, it's then really hard to rub it off your hand or your fingers. So I have tried brushes and sponges and fingertips and everything, and the habit I've got into, which works well for me, is, as you can see, as I've done on this makeup brush, is makeup sponge. Just get an old makeup sponge, make sure it's clean obviously, and get a little bit of your product and put a blob, like a 5p piece is all you're going to need for your entire face, onto the sponge, and then get your foundation brush and just dab a little bit, and you want to apply in little parts but quite quickly, because it is almost like a semi-permanent makeup and it dries really, really fast, and it's hard to sort of remove or amend it if you've gone wrong. So you want to get, I haven't got any here, but I'll try and mimic what you need to do. You just sort of brush a little bit on here, and then you want to brush really quick, like around there, and get a little bit more, and you're sort of doing really quick movements in little patches but all over. So don't just concentrate in this area and then leave it. You want to do fast little movements all over. It sounds more hard work than it is. That's just my way of doing it. I don't know what works. Every little thing works different people, so it's whatever works best for you. The other thing I was going to suggest is these are more often than not on 3 for 2 in either Boots or Superdrug. So rather than buying 3 of the same colour, I recommend getting 3 different shades. I always do that. So I don't know about you, but my skin tone changes literally every day. So if I was to have a really late night tonight, even if I'd applied fake tan or something a few days before, my skin looks really pale and pasty and I look tired and washed out. So I'm going to go for a much paler shade. For instance, I've got 180 here, which is sand beige, which is quite a pasty colour, as you can see. And then we have a natural tan, which is a really nice, like, cool beige colour, which is kind of like for normal, everyday skin colouring that I am. But then there will be days where if I've been in the sun or I've applied fake tan or whatever, I am naturally darker. So I always want, obviously, my face to match the same colour as my neck, chest, arms, etc. So in that instance, I go for shade 340 in early tan, which is about 2 shades from the darkest of the range that you can get. And it is quite a deep colour. So I have that on at the moment though, but with the lighting and everything, it's kind of hard to tell. I look kind of pale. But I'd really recommend getting, I mean, there's so many different shades to choose from. The range is really, really good. And they are very, very similar. I'll just lift them up that way. There really isn't that much in them at all. So I think it's really good to mix them to get the right tone for you. And if you use the technique of putting a blob on a makeup sponge and then applying it with a brush, then you can just put a little bit of each and adapt to however your skin's looking that day. So that's a little tip for that. But it lasts all day, it covers really well. I'll come a bit closer so you can see the coverage. It's just makes your skin look flawless, amazing. A little step before that though, I've come across these. I actually bought these in TK Maxx, which is really random, and they were 2 for a £5 without any packaging. But I've seen these, I don't know if they've actually discontinued doing them in Boots or whether they're about to relaunch them, but I remember seeing these about a year ago and then they kind of disappeared. And they're called Bare It All, and they're like skin enhancers. So I've got Pink Aboo and Peachy Teas, 2 different shades which are very similar to the Benefit's High Beam and Moonbeam highlighters. These are absolutely gorgeous and I'm wearing them all day, every day at the moment. So I'll just put some swatches on my hand. And what I'm doing is, in the morning after I've moisturised and everything, I get a little bit of my favourite primer, foundation primer. And then I mix a few blobs of either one of these skin lights in with the primer and apply it all over the face, and then I wait for about 5 or 10 minutes for everything to be absorbed, and then I apply my colour stay. And I find that the colour stay isn't as it doesn't sort of stick as much, your skin doesn't feel or look dry with them, and it does give a really nice all over glow. So hopefully you can see these. So there's the pink one here, which is, like I say, very much like the Benefit Moonbeam, High Beam, sorry. And this is like the Moonbeam, which is more of a golden peachy. And it's great to have 2 there because, as I just said earlier, your skin tone changes all the time. So if I'm having paler days, I really can't talk tonight because I'm so tired. If you're having paler days, to use the pink will give you a really nice fresh look. Whereas if you went for the peachy look when you're already looking a bit pasty and tired, the yellow tones in it will make you look worse. So I use the peach one whenever I feel tanned, and I almost feel like I don't need makeup. I feel quite glowing, if you like. It just gives an extra boost. So they're really good. I'd recommend those definitely. Okay, Okay, so I'm just conscious of time, so I'm going to try and go through what I've got in my little box here as quickly as I can. This isn't everything that I've got Revlon, it's just a few highlights of things that I really like. Staying on complexion, their Revlon PhotoReady foundation is quite new to market, which is also great. It's really odd because it comes in, it's got like a mesh over it. It's really hard, you probably won't be able to see that because I've got a really poor camera. But you've got like a compact foundation here with a mesh over it, and it comes with a little sponge, cute little mirror. And when you apply the sponge to the compact, it turns instantly to liquid, so you can see it changing there. I'll just apply some on the back of my hand there. It goes on really, really smooth. The colour matches are great, so this one is perfect for me, and this one is Cool Beige 300. So that's kind of close to, I'd probably say, the Natural Tan, which is 330 in the colorstay. But it's a fantastic product. It's not very strong coverage though, that's the only thing I'll say. And whilst it is buildable, so you can add more and more with your sponge, if you have got blemishes or areas that you want to conceal, then I would stick with the colorstay. If it's getting to summer and you want something a little bit lighter, or you haven't got any blemishes that you want to cover, then this is perfect. So for me, this is great for weekends when I'm not so bothered. Like if I'm just popping to the shops or whatever, I'll apply that. I haven't got them in my little basket, but colorstay also do a concealer for the under the eyes, which is really, really good. I don't use it every day though, but that's because I'm hooked on these Garnier roll-on eye things, which are amazing. And I go for the light one, even though I'm quite dark, kind of dark skinned, just because I've got it at the moment. It really brightens everything under there. But the colorstay one is good too. It's really good for an evening. And their colorstay pressed powder is great, but I don't like applying the pressed powder because it looks really cakey and a bit full on. So I get the pressed powder and I swirl a huge blusher brush all around it and just apply, and I just find that it sets the whole face. It's really nice. Okay, so moving on to, let's do lip products. I've got some of their eye products, but nothing here to really talk about in detail. I mean, I've got a colorstay eyeliner, but which is really nice. It's in like a felt pen. I'll just draw. But I am hooked on the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliners. So like I applied the eyeliner like, well, 8 o'clock this morning. It's now like 9:30 at night. It hasn't budged, it hasn't smudged, it's just there. So even though this is colorstay and I would have expected this to do the same as the Bobbi Brown long lasting one, I don't find it does. So I'm hoping they revamp this and relaunch it a bit, because I do find that it smudges a bit. Like if I'm rubbing on my hand now, it's faded quite significantly, and yeah, you don't really want that. And just really quickly before I go on to lips, the other Revlon mascara I've got is the Custom Eyes, which is a new product. Everyone's doing these at the moment. So you've got your mascara wand here, but you can change it to go, you basically twist the cap and the bristles, you won't be able to see this I don't think, but the bristles change, so you can choose to have like length and drama, it says, or twist it to get length and definition, and you basically the bristles are adjusting, and how they are depends on how your eyes look. But that is really good actually, it's a nice little product. My favourite things are lipsticks and lip glosses though by Revlon. I'm going to start with the lip stains, and I've only got a few here. I've got the whole range, which I absolutely adore, and I've done a separate review on these, which you've probably seen, but they are just fantastic. I did get sent the Passion one to try at the launch, and I used it straight away. Like I used it all the time, so I had to go out and get another one. It's an absolutely gorgeous bright pink, and I don't usually wear bright colours. I've got it on now. But it's just a really, really nice colour to sort of freshen up your face. Amazing. And the Gothic one, which is like a really, really bright red, I'll just apply it on the back of the hand. It's like an orange red. I'm finding that a little bit too daring for me. But if I was wearing all black and it was an evening do, I probably would venture to the red. But that's just a matter of taste. The other ones that I'm loving are Beloved, which is like a really nice plum, and that, if you can see, it's that one. I think will be absolutely gorgeous in autumn, so I'm going to hang on to that one. And then we have a shade called Frenzy, which is there, which is the brightest of them all, and it's kind of a bright red more than a pink, I'd say, but that's also very daring. Good for a night out though, that one. So I've done a review on those already, so I'll not bore you, but there's they do other, I'm just getting hold of them all, other lip glosses and lip products that I absolutely adore. So I'm going to go through about 5 different things now. So I've just got samples of each of them. So these are the Colour Burst lip glosses that have literally just launched. They've got like loads of flecks of kind of like glitter in them. The colours are absolutely gorgeous. They're really, really flattering. They don't really stay that well, that's the only thing. So if you're fine with reapplying your lip glosses all the time, like if you have it by your desk or in your handbag or whatever, then these will be great for you if you don't mind reapplying them. Particularly good for weekends, I think, if you can just reapply as and when. So yeah, these are called Colour Burst, and this one is in Peony, and it's a really nice delicate peach. It's that one there. It's really, really sweet colour. And then I've got 2 other ones. This red one here is called Fire, and it's really, really bright. Again, not really one that I would choose, certainly not for every day, but if it came to an evening out, I would be tempted to give it a go. But it's there. It's like the brightest of the reds you can get. So I will try that and report back. And then another one which I can't wait again to say for autumn winter, because I like these sort of wine colours, and that is that one there. So a really nice, these are just 3 of the shades, they've got loads of different ones. There's a really nice like toffee nude colour, I forget the name, I don't know if it's in my handbag, makeup bag. No, it must be in my makeup drawer. I forgot the shade of it, but that's really nice. It's like a nude, really nice for every day at work. But they're lovely, but like I say, they're not long lasting, so they're great for a big sort of instant colour burst, that's what they're called, and they do give you really strong, intense colours, but you will need to reapply them. Another favourite of mine, which is featured in a few of my videos, are the smaller lip glosses that they do. And this one is in shade 150, and it's in Peach Petal. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's very much like quite a few of the different MAC glosses that are out there, actually. I've just applied it randomly there. So you can see it's almost like a concealer. It's really, really, really nude. I don't think it's going to show on my lips if I apply, because I've already got some on, but I'll just apply a little bit, then you can see. It's just really nice for daytime. It's great if you're doing your eyes really, really dark. It always looks really sexy if you keep your lips really light and your eyes dark. So I've just tried to apply a little bit, but please bear in mind I've put it over a lip stain. Hopefully you can see that. It's just a really nice nude peachy colour. So that's a great handbag essential, I think. Everyone's got to have one of those because that's the kind of shade that suits everybody no matter what colouring you are, so you should try that. It's really nice. Okay, then we have the favourite range of mine, which is the colorstay, and these are the new colorstay lip glosses, which are brilliant, and these do stay. So if you're wanting something that you don't have to think about again for about 6 or 7 hours, they will stay that long. So they're like quite a watery lip gloss, really. They drip quite easily. I'll just put some on the back of my hand here. And that is what it looks like. So it looks quite dark there, but it's really not. It's quite pale, and they always dry much lighter, so bear that in mind. Whatever you see in the tube in the store and test on your hand is going to look lighter on as it dries. So this is in shade 065, which is Prized Peach, and this is my favourite because some of them are really dark and are really heavy, and although the lipstick stays on, as the day wears on, you kind of look more tired and washed out, and if you've got quite dark or intense lips, I don't think it does you any favours. So this is my favourite, as I say, of them all. You can see already that it's gone much lighter. It's a really delicate peach shade. It's the best sort of colour stay that I've tried. So I've tried like Max Factor ones and well, basically all the different lip glosses that say they'll stay, and they really don't, but this does, and it doesn't dry the lips. That's the favourite thing about this. They're really non-drying, so that's that. And then we have the Colourburst lipsticks, and I don't really wear lipsticks that often just because I love the sheen of glosses and I find them much easier to apply, so you can just sit and apply them wherever you are, whereas lipsticks you need to take a little bit more time, and I don't find that they last as long. However, I am absolutely in love with this lipstick, this nude colour here, and this was a limited edition and it's called Fashion's Night Pout. I've done a blog post on it. If you go to my website you'll see. I'll just try and rub some in the back of my hand. It's there. It's literally like a skin colour, so it's kind of like what I've got on now, but a little more skin tone than peach. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's that sort of colour. Again, really similar to the MACs, but sort of half the price and better quality, I think. So I've got a few different shades in these colour bursts, and they are really nice. If you want them to last longer, I sort of put like a lip primer on. So Benefit's Lip Plump is really good. Then apply the lipstick, and then apply something like Lip Coat just to lock it in place, unless you can be bothered to reapply it sort of every hour, in which case it's fine. And then finally on the lipsticks, even though I could talk all night because there's so many in my boxes over there, I've tried to pick out my favourites. I was then going to talk about their Super Lustrous lipsticks, which are in creams, and you can get like pearly shades, you can get matte shades, which are very on trend at the moment. And I have got two of their classic colours here that I wanted to show you. So the first one is quite new. This launched this year, and it's in shade 671, which is Mink, which is kind of like what my nail colour is. And this is really different. There's not much out there like this, definitely not on the high street anyway. And the shade is that, so it's like a brown. It's a really strong colour. I've tried it on. It only suits me when I've got tan and a bit of colour to my cheeks. I think I'm not quite the right colouring for it. I think it will look great on really tanned people, darker skinned people, or even blonde people. I just think I can't, because when I get tired I get really dark under the eyes, and if I've got like a really dark lipstick it just makes everything look a bit sallow. So I love this, and it comes out sort of in summertime, but when I'm not looking so tired, and usually on an evening as well. It is a really sexy colour, and if you do your eyes all brown and gold, it does look beautiful. So I'd recommend getting one for your handbag for sure. And then, even though I'm not a big fan of reds, I think everyone must own the classic colour, which is Revlon Red, and that's in shade 730, Revlon Red. And I read about this online years and years ago about, there was a panel basically testing red lipsticks, all different colourings the people were, and all these different shades, and every time the winner came out Revlon Red, it suited everybody. So I don't know what it is about it, but you can see it's this one here. It stands out from all the rest. It's almost like a cherry red. It's got blue tones in, which apparently make your lips look whiter as well. I do wear that usually around Christmas time. It's the only time I wear bright red lipstick, and I must admit it does look really, really nice. So that is that one there. Finally, because I'm going on and I'm getting tired because I can tell that I'm mixing up all my words, Revlon nail polishes are amazing, and I have got 5 here to show you. The grey suede, I did a blog post on that, and that's really nice. It's like a lighter version of this. This, by the way, is by Model's Own, and this is a shade called Prey. So Revlon have got tons and tons of different colours, all really nice, really wearable, and they do last quite a long time. So yeah, I'd probably say they last about 7 or 8 days without chipping, so they are really, really good. I think they retail at about £6 maybe, but again, Boots and Superdrug are always having 3 for 2s on, so it's worth stocking up then. But I wanted to show you my favourite colours of the moment. I rarely wear blues and greens and things like that, but Blue Lagoon is something that, well, it's a new shade, literally in the last month this has launched. I won't try it because I've just painted my nails, but it does look literally like it is there. But the thing I like about this is it's got loads of tiny, tiny flecks of glitter in it, and they're like almost like pearlescent. So they're not like silver or any sort of harsh colours, they're just really subtle pearl. And if you've got a nice tan to your skin and you put a little bit of blue on your toenails, that looks really, really pretty. My absolute favourite, however, is the Peach Smoothie. And this is shade 345, and it's from the Scented Nail Polish range, which are absolutely brilliant. And obviously, like many people, you sort of open them in the store and smell and think that just smells like nail polish, but obviously they're only scented when they are dry. But they are absolutely amazing, and your nails do smell of peach when dry. This is a really, really nice nude colour. Again, it's got ever so slight flecks, you probably can't see with the light, of kind of like peach, gold and pink. That's beautiful. That looks really nice if you couple it with like the nude lipstick. Really, really pretty. So that's like a safe everyday bet. We have then got shade 042 in Sunshine Sparkle. Again, you've got all these little glitter things, but this is a lemon, and this looks really nice on a weekend, I think. With like a little dress, it would look nice with a dress like this. It's not a harsh yellow. There's a lot of yellow nail polishes on the market that are quite strong and a little bit too much, but this one is really subtle and nice. And what I like about it is you can layer up. If you want it to be a brighter or darker shade, you can just add more layers to it. Really, really nice. Okay, the final 2 are also from the Scented range, and the colours are absolutely gorgeous. We have got Mad About Mango and Bubblegum, which smells amazing. So this is a really, really bright orange. I don't know if you can see that. But this looks fantastic, especially looks great on toenails, so try that. And the Bubblegum, mainly for the scent, because it smells just gorgeous. But it's a really nice bright hot pink as well, so that might be nicer on toes than hands. It might be a bit bright for hands. So that's it. That's a quick overview, I've probably been about half an hour, of my favourite Revlon products. There's so many more. If there is anything that I haven't talked about that you'd like me to, then let me know. Just leave a comment below. And if there's any tutorials you want me to give, maybe how to put the lipstick on, maybe a bit more on the mascaras and how to apply those, anything, then please let me know and I will add it to my list. But hopefully it's been useful. Overall, I think Revlon's a great brand. Although I've received a couple of samples when there's been new product launches, I've always bought them myself, so this isn't endorsed in any way by Revlon. I just think especially their colorstay foundation is a must-have in every girl's makeup bag. So let me know your thoughts, and if you want me to do any other videos, thank you.